They locked the lion, Mazin the Kanu, but forgot his road. Built their walls, yet truth broke the door. Chains can't hold a body, not a cause. Negotiate with chaos, silence the priest. Oh, Nigeria, the lion still roars. Even in chains, thunder still speaks. Even in rain, truth may tremble, but truth won't drown. You can cage the voice, not shut it down.
Hello everybody. Once again, this is Fred Wampo coming to you from our studios in Chicago with another edition of Bold Talk on Island TV. And as usual, I like to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, depending on where you are around the world. Oh yes, Nigerians, you could cage the voice, but you can't shut it down. 60 plus years after the genocide in northern Nigeria, where they were trying to wipe out Igbos from Nigeria, prejudices and all those tribalism and greed continues to confuse Nigerians, and they think that what they have is an Igbo problem. They don't know that it's actually a Christian problem. The Biafra issue is a Christian issue, and the Christian issue is a Biafran issue, and I'll explain to you what I mean. Folks, from day one, the jihadist-minded Fulani people have always seen Igbos as their biggest obstacles to Islamizing Nigeria and wiping out Christianity from Nigeria, because they don't want any competition with Christianity. So when you see them adamant about trying to get rid of Igbos one way or another, I laugh when you see it as an Igbo issue and you walk around thinking that you're safe. It's them and Igbos. Remember, the war was against Biafra, and Biafra was mostly Igbos. 60 years later, are they not trying to run over Western Nigeria and Midwestern Nigeria and South Nigeria? Doesn't that tell you something? And when this happens, the Muslim Yorubas need to be careful. Muslim Yorubas are not jihadist Yorubas. So if they think that Islamization of Nigeria means that their religion is going to be practiced in Nigeria, no, they are going to be persecuted among the Muslims in Nigeria, because their style of Muslim worship, it's not the jihadist style of Muslim worship. It's time for Nigerians to wake up and smell the coffee. And I keep telling you, you think it's an Igbo issue. Igbos are used to these headaches. We are prepared. We can survive. It's you who is living with a false sense of security that I feel sorry for, because it's gonna dawn on you just the way it dawned on you when they started killing farmers in Ekiti State and Ondo State and all those areas. You didn't see it coming. You thought it was what happened to Igbo people. The Benue people and the Plateau people who joined forces to fight their Igbo brothers have learned their lesson. T.Y. Danjuma, who killed Aguiyi-Ironsi, is today doing videos and crying and lamenting and saying, Nigerians, they're trying to run you over. He was part of it. Now it doesn't favor him. And he's crying and indirectly telling Igbos, come on, you guys can't sit around and let this happen. But you're the one who thought you were a Fulani man when you fought Igbos. Folks, I'm not here to talk today. I'm here to talk to you with music. The music I play in this episode is my story. I wrote the music. AI sang the music. But what AI sang is exactly the idea I have about talking to you today. kick back, relax, enjoy the rest of the music. Don't just enjoy it. Think when you're done enjoying it. Think about the message behind the music. And one more thing, for those of you who watch this stuff, what does it take for you to subscribe? Maybe you'll subscribe the day I go off the air and say, these people are not responding, I'm not doing this anymore. You need to subscribe for me to stay in business. If what I'm saying makes sense to you, for God's sake, subscribe to the channel. If what I'm saying makes sense to you, for God's sake, when you're done watching it, share it. You may not even like it as much as the person you share it with. Because the reality is that I'm getting 1,000 views with you. The people you share it with may give me 10,000 views. For God's sake, like it or dislike it. You don't have to like it, but do something. Either give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down. It all counts the same. It's a reaction to the video. And also leave a comment. If I stink, say that I stink. If I make sense, say that I make sense. But don't be calling me and sending me WhatsApp messages telling me, that's great, man, I like what you say. No, say it in the comment section of the video on YouTube. I say, this is not just music. This is food for thought music.
Where is the voice of the elders? The ones who claim the seat? Chief Atarese, Chief Emeka Ofa, where does your conscience meet? Oji Uzokalu Rocha Sokorocha, you who walk the gilded halls. When a lion cries for justice, why do your shadows fall? Governor Mba, Governor Soludo, Governor Oti, you lead the people's land. When truth is chained, is your silence truly part of the plan? Igwe Achebe Eze Aro Eze Ohiri, the traditional, the reverend, is the custody of truth, the history to be feared. Hey. Chief Iwanyang Wifanyuba, you turn the blind eye then. When the people ask for courage, where do we find the men? Igbo senators, Igbo house members, those Tinubu friends. On what basis do you call yourselves Igbo leaders when the freedom anthem ends? The lion still roars, even in chains. Thunder still speaks, even in rain. Truth may tremble, but truth won't drown. You can cage the voice, not shut it down. Oga Adima, Oga Adima, freedom no they die, it multi-die. Oga Adima, Oga Adima, freedom no they die.
Yes, Nigeria, much as it hasn't seemed so in a while, but I also believe that Ogadema Biafra is inevitable unless Nigeria decides to do the needful, unless Nigeria is fair to everybody, and unless Nigerians let Igbos do their thing in Nigeria within the laws of Nigeria without any restraint. Igbos say that, which means you can't go forward moving backwards. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Fred Wongwo coming to you from our studios in Chicago with another edition of Bold Talk on Island TV. And until next time, good night and God bless.
We've undertaken to make a difference. Our foundation is passionate about empowering communities and fostering growth. We are grateful for the opportunity. We invite you to follow us on our social media, Facebook and Instagram at Munacha Charity Support Foundation. You can also reach out to us via these platforms or through email if you have any questions. In the same vein, we'd like to extend our gratitude to all our supporters and partners.
From beaten pieces, a story began. One man with a vision, one heart with a plan. Ink-stained fingers, sleepless nights, truth on the page. our people's life. Headlines faded, but the mission stayed. Through the storms we still made our way. No corporate backing, no fame, no show, just heart and hustle and the will to grow. Be part of the call. Lift your voice and join the flame. 40 years we built this hope. Our story, our name. Sponsors, partners, family, friends, let's rise again. Together we'll stand. Helen Media, we tell your truth, covering our community since '85. Be part of the growth. Be part of the growth. From Chicago streets to every coast, we gave our people what mattered most. Voices unheard, stories untold. We turned pain into power, ink into gold. No clickbait headlines, no empty fame, just service, vision, and a sacred name.